looking at day 4, like I said. We're looking at a 30-day action plan, bold brand leadership. And today we're looking at action step 4, dominate your brand, dominate your field as the brand leader. And I'm sorry that we're a little slow to get started here. Okay, so if you're joining me, thank you for joining. Today we're looking at our Bold Brand Leadership 30-day action plan. We're looking at 30 action steps to design, deploy, and dominate your field as the brand leader. And we're looking at action step 4 specifically, which is determined to dominate your field as the authority. And so my name is Rachel Quilty, brand strategist. I'm going to walk you through these 30 vital action steps to establish your brand leadership in your field and leverage your personal branding to position your brand as the authority. So we have 3 phases within our 30-day action plan. Day 1 to 10 is brand yourself action plan. Phase 2 is day 11 to 20, which is brand yourself the expert. Phase 3 is day 21 to 30, brand yourself the authority. So we're looking at 3 training programs or action plans, and each of them have 10 action steps within them. However, so we're looking at 30 action steps over this month. The one thing that I do want you to remember is that personal branding is really the prerequisite to success. So within phase 1, brand yourself action plan. Brand yourself action plan provides you have a solid understanding of what steps are needed to build a significant and successful brand. So it really covers within a great deal of detail the 10 action steps to designing, building, and then positioning your brand. The 30-day action plan is really just a snippet of a deeper training that we do. So instead of 2 hours, you're going to get like 2 to 5 minutes. So just by way of a disclaimer, this is really intended, these tutorials each day are intended to provoke your thinking, challenge you to review, rebuild, and re-engineer your brand leadership. It's an opinion based on research. I've been in this field for 20 years now. This is not legal advice, however. There are no guarantees of income. And obviously, if I derive any income from any mentions, I will mention that specifically. However, I will talk about companies and their brands, and there's no income derived from that, me mentioning any brands. I talk about a lot of brands. Okay, so we're talking about personal branding. Really, it underpins everything about your brand leadership. And so the one thing that I do want you to remember, like I said, is personal branding is the prerequisite to success. Before anything else, before your marketing plan, your business plan, if you look at every iconic personal brand or every iconic leader, it has been led by their personal brand. They've been able to leverage their personal brand. So really important strategy that you really focus on your personal brand, that it is a prerequisite to success. So let me introduce myself. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. So my name is Rachel Quilty. I am a personal brand strategist, author, brand management consultant at JumptheQ Inc., a brand coaching firm operating in both the US and Australia with students and clients globally. So my background and why I talk about brand management systems and making sure that you have brand communication plans is because of my background as an industrial relations consultant, industrial relations manager. So I was looking at employment law and crisis management with safety disputes and EBA negotiations, enterprise bargaining and negotiations with trade unions. So that's why I talk about action plans, and strategic planning. And today is really a lot of strategic thinking how you're going to position your brand. More recently, what I've been looking at as well as brand communication plans and content creation is I've studied filmmaking, qualified as a director and filmmaker, and so I can write scripts, etc., which is great skill set because it means I can assist my clients with their storytelling. And if you engage in our Brand Yourself the Celebrity training package, it's our premium package, we look at filming show reels and putting together interviews and a mini documentary, etc., etc. So lots of fun to be had in our premium product, Brand Yourself the Celebrity. And because I've been doing a lot of submission writing and supporting a lot of people in the film industry, I'm kind of known as an independent producer just because I can assist sometimes with obtaining funding and whatnot. So that's a little bit of background. So let's dive into today's action step. Brand yourself or brand leadership really is important, and we need to look at the definition, and Harvard Business Review provides one of the best definitions that I've seen. A leadership brand conveys your identity and distinctiveness as a leader. It communicates the value you offer. So deep, so it's such good content in that definition. So one of the best resources that you can get when you're looking at your identity, distinctiveness, creating this value, we've got a great resource for you, Brand Yourself Blueprint, and it's free. It was a consultation that we converted into a resource for our clients. It's also a prerequisite for all of our trainings and programs. So grab the work journal, complete the work journal. Feel free to email me, rachel@rachelquilty.com or info@jumptheq.com.au, and I'm happy to have a look at that. So today we're looking at action step 4, dominate your field as a brand leader. It's an important distinction to successfully brand your brand design or your personal brand design with this goal in mind, to dominate your field as the authority. So if you're thinking of just merely branding, you might develop and design a reasonably professional logo and slogan and personal brand, and that underpins your brand leadership. But when you start to put that through the filter of being the authority to dominate your field, suddenly you have this nuance that overlays your branding and all your thinking. It becomes much more strategic. One of the things that as I was writing my book, Brand Yourself, and I was sharing it, one of the promoters I was invited to speak at in Las Vegas, and the promoter said this about me: personal branding is so important to any business owner's success, and the person you want to interview is the authority, Rachel Quilty. Scott Letourneau, CEO, Nevada Corporate Planners. So he's been on US Today and Entrepreneur Inc. The thing that he was recognizing is that I was moving branding or personal branding from signature style, professional image, personal style into this space where it was looking at big business branding principles and how they were underpinning personal brands. And so if you look at every great personal brand, you'll see that there's generally a very strategic plan that's being played out. There's a lot of planning, a lot of action plans that have been developed, so they've kind of got this brand empire in the background. That one of the things that some of the big marketers are now talking about, if you're paying attention, is they're looking at the linchpin and what that really is about, and it's kind of working backwards. Have the goal in mind, have the client in mind, and then work backwards. And that's a very different way of thinking about your client's purchasing journey, because you're actually going, I want this person to be able to purchase this product. So it's a very strategic thinking and it certainly changes your branding and your personal branding and how you might position yourself. So what I've done is, this is really about strategic positioning, branding yourself to be the leader in your field, to be recognized as the authority. And like I said, this filter changes all your branding. It's such a beautiful nuance to all your branding. So the principles of positioning yourself as the authority in your industry, we look at, I've just created an acronym for it. So the principles of positioning are, A is for attributes. So we're looking at your character traits and what you're becoming known for. U is for unique, T is for territory, H is for hook, O is for opportunity, R is for reliability, I is for image, T is for trustworthy, and Y is for yourself. Because obviously we have, as a personal brand, we have two masters: being authentic to ourselves, but also being true to our clients and what their expectations, preferences are of us. And the other thing that I think is very important when we're thinking of branding is the fact that, there's two elements: your brand identity, which is like the visual aspects, the icons, the logos, the colors, the fonts. And then there's the brand awareness, which is what is in the hearts and minds of our clients. And so what we want to be doing is positioning ourselves in the clients' and our stakeholders' minds and hearts, that we are really the expert in the field, that we are the authority. There is only one choice. We are that choice. So I say that your brand is a reflection of what you're capable of. Brand leadership is strategically positioning yourself as the authority. To accelerate your success, to gain a competitive edge so you can premium price yourself and brand yourself as the authority, you really do need to have a brand purpose and mission. So when we talk about strategic planning, you really must have a strategic vision and strategic goals. To be able to achieve that plan, that mission, you need to have a plan. And so we always talk about our action plan. So our signature training is called Brand Yourself Action Plan. So I'm not making any offers around this plan. I'm just going to run you through the action steps so that you know what the training entails, but also what the action steps that we've looked at and where we're heading as well. So action step number 1, discover your existing brand leadership. That was why I recommended you dive across to Brand Yourself Blueprint, grab that resource, because it's a great resource for looking at your current personal brand and your current brand leadership. Action step number 2, determine your brand target audience. Action step number 3, define your true brand leadership. Action step number 4, dominate your field as a brand leader. Action step number 5, design your unique brand leadership. Action step number 6, develop your brand strategic style. Action step number 7, devise your brand leadership plan. So that's like your marketing plan, but it's much, much more than just a marketing plan. Action step number 8, decide your desired brand leadership outcomes. Action step number 9, deploy and disseminate your brand message. Action step number 10, deliver your brand leadership promise. So tomorrow we're looking at action step number 5, design your unique brand leadership. Feel free to dive across and grab that workbook as well as a work journal. They're ordinarily worth $297, so they're complimentary at the moment because during COVID we converted this consult into a resource for our clients. So it really is a brand leadership audit. It's a personal brand audit, looking at your existing brand, thinking about your ideal brand, and then some of the strategies that you might adopt to make have some quick wins. So dive across to Brand Yourself Blueprint, and if